isn't just about what you accomplish in your life. It's about what you inspire others to do. With these lines, I, Miss Saili Erende from first year B Pharmacy, along with my co-host Varsha Zado from first year B Pharmacy, wish you all a very warm good morning. We welcome you all on the inauguration ceremony of first session of
The
Impact
series of
Lecture.
Impact Lecture will be organized by Yash Institute of Pharmacy, Aurangabad, and sponsored by MOE's Innovation Cell MIC. AIT, New Delhi. For this first session of Impact Lecture, we are immensely blessed with the presence of two energetic and eminent personalities like Mr. Kunal Sikchi, sir, who is founder and managing director at MAGICx Life Science, Aurangabad. This expert will talk on startup ecosystem. Our another versatile expert is Dr. Ajay Yash Thakur, sir, who is Assistant Controller, Patent and Designs Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Mumbai. This expert will talk on intellectual property rights.
Today, we are also blessed with the presence of Dr. Rajesh B. Patil, sir. He is principal at Sinhagad College of Pharmacy, Vadgaon, BK. Sir is president IIC mentor at Institute of Yash Institute of Pharmacy, Aurangabad. President for today's inaugural ceremony is Dr. V.K. Deshmukh. He is Joint Secretary at Mura Education Society, Sonai. Also, principal at MES College of Pharmacy, Sonai. We are also blessed with the presence of Shri Garde sir. He is director at Marathwada Accelerator for Growth and Incubation Council. I welcome you all on behalf of management and Yash Institute of Pharmacy. We are honored by your presence, sir. I would also like to extend a heartfelt welcome to all the dignitary delegates who have taken time out of their busy schedule to join us today for this Impact Lecture session first.
We are privileged to have you all here. I would also like to express my gratitude to everyone who have helped organizing this event. During the most recent event, we were focusing on startup ecosystem, which greatly added participant in thinking about various causes of startup ecosystem and their importance and revenue generation. Now, this session is based on theme of innovation and startup ecosystem, and it aims to encourage concentration on the most pressing issues and their possible solution. This year, we are celebrating 75th anniversary of Indian independence on Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And the session like this will definitely encourage and motivate all the participants for developing innovative culture in institute. Without taking much more time, let me take this privilege to call upon Dr. Vandana Patil ma'am, IPR coordinator, to enlighten us about objectives and outcomes of first session of Impact Lecture. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Varsha, for your welcome.
मॅडम तुमचा आवाज येत नाहीये.
Good morning. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, now you are audible. Continue, madam. मॅडम परत गेला तुमचा आवाज.
Thank you, sir.
तुम्ही तर असंच सांगा ना, तुम्ही चालू करून द्या आता.
Hello, sir. Am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, madam. Now you are audible. Please continue.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Varsha, for welcome address. A very warm good morning to one and all. I, Dr. Vandana Patil, IPR Coordinator, Yash Institute of Pharmacy, Aurangabad. I am honored to express views as IIC Coordinator on behalf of management and Yash Institute of Pharmacy. And it's my privilege to express my heartfelt gratitude and appreciations to all dignitaries and participants who are present here on this virtual background for the Impact Session Lecture 2. The objective of Impact Lectures are to create awareness about intellectual property rights, systematically foster the culture and start of the sessions, and to build up the ideas about the IPR session. Today's the guest of honor, Sridhar Shriman Garde sir, and the impact lectures of today's sessions, Mr. Kunal Sikchi, who is the founder and managing director of MAGICx Life Science Aurangabad. Dr. Ajay S. Thakur, Assistant Controller, Patents and Designs, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Mumbai. Today's guest of honor, Sri Garde sir, who is the director of MAGIC. The MAGIC is that Marathwada Accelerator for Growth and Incubation Council, Aurangabad. And I also express my warm regards to MOE's Innovation Cells, AICT, not only for sponsoring this event, but also for mentoring, guidance, and continuous support along with the MAGIC. Let me also thank to Dr. Rajesh B. Patil, sir, Principal, Sinhagad College of Pharmacy, Vadgaon, BK. Under his able mentoring of IIC, Sinhagad College of Pharmacy, we are trying to develop the culture of Institutions Innovation Council. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. V.K. Deshmukh, sir, who is the Joint Secretary and Principal of Mula Educational Society, Sonai, for his valuable presence to this inaugural ceremony. I can't proceed without the momentary thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. Sachidananda Angadi sir, and the team for this Impact Lecture Session 2, who is the stepping stone of the endless efforts.
Madam, can I interrupt you?
Yes, sir.
Madam, I have came to understand that Ashish Garde sir is having another meeting at 10 o'clock. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Madam, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Our chief guest, Shri Ashish Garde sir, Director of MAGIC, is having a meeting at 10 o'clock.
Okay, sir.
So can you please
Wind
ask
up
him to
this.
provide
Okay,
opening
okay, sir.
remarks for
I
this
wind up
particular
this
session
thing,
so
sir.
that he can join his scheduled meeting?
Definitely, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So
Once
this
he's
impact
connected,
lecture
continue with your
participants,
protocol.
I welcome Sridhar Garde, sir. This impact participants, delegates, this session's attendance will be monitored by Cisco WebEx. After completion of the individual session, feedback link will be displayed to the chat box. We are also advised to MOEs cells to carry out the assessment after each session. So without further delay, let me take this privilege to welcome to all participants across the nation to this energetic and motivational session ahead. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Varsha.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would call upon our respected beloved principal, Dr. S.S. Angadi, sir, to share his valuable opening remark with us. Over to you, sir.
Sally, there is a small change in the program. Sally, are you audible? Sally?
Yes, sir.
There is a small change in the sequence of the events. Shri Ashish Garde sir, Director of MAGIC, has another meeting at 10 o'clock. So please invite him for his opening remark.
Okay, sir. Now I would like to call upon Shri Garde, sir, to guide us further with their valuable words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, and special thank you to all the dignitaries for accommodating the last minute change, as I have some other commitment at 10 o'clock. Let me congratulate Yash Institute of Pharmacy and the Education Society and all the dignitaries for arranging this wonderful session today. Very quickly, I will give you background about Marathwada Accelerator for Growth and Incubation Council MAGIC, which is a business incubator and SME accelerator for promoting innovation and supporting startups. MAGIC is promoted by members of Chamber of Marathwada Industries and Agriculture CMI, which is the apex body of industries in Marathwada region. In fact, CMI is the first regional industry association in the country to establish its own incubator and SME accelerator for supporting startups and promoting innovation. We help student-led startups, grassroots innovators, and are supporting startups and encouraging them to accelerate their growth through various initiatives. MAGIC is a very unique incubator wherein any potential idea, innovative idea is like validated and supported end to end. That means anybody has any innovative idea, we help such potential innovators to translate their idea into an enterprise. And the complete journey is supported and like moderated by MAGIC mentors and MAGIC team. We are based at Aurangabad, but we are virtually supporting startups all across the country. Uh, we have more than 39 startups right now getting incubated at MAGIC, and they are from various domains. We are a sector agnostic incubator, and most of the members of Chamber of Marathwada Industries and Agriculture CMI, they act as mentors to these potential startups. So these startups get direct access to industries and also to the business world. Uh, we provide around 12 different types of support services to potential innovators and startups, right from idea validation up to seed funding of these startups. Recently, we have signed MOU with Yash Institute of Pharmacy, and today's program is first such joint initiative. And I'm sure in the days to come, we will have more such activities and interactions wherein we would be more than happy to support any student-led innovator or startups which are supported by faculty members also. And we look forward to a fruitful association with Yash Institute of Pharmacy. And I wish all the very best for this today's session. I know very eminent speakers are lined up for today, and all these interactions will be of immense value to students, faculties, and other dignitaries who are attending today's session. So look forward to a very interesting and encouraging conversation right through the day. Thank you. Wishing you all the very best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your amazing words. Now, I would love to call upon our beloved respected principal, Dr. S.S. Angdi, sir, to share his valuable opening remark with us. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Saili. Uh, uh, to eminent speakers, Shri Kunal Sikchi sir, Shri Ajay Thakur sir, Director of MAGICx, Shri Ashish Garde sir, Yogesh Tavde ji, Manager of MAGICx, Dr. Rajesh Patel, our friend and Principal at Sinhagad College of Pharmacy. Sinhagad College of Pharmacy is our mentor institute for Innovation Institution Council, and all related activities are guided and supported by Dr. Rajesh Patil sir. Our beloved Joint Secretary, Shri Vinayak Deshmukh sir, all the participants, all faculty members, non-teaching faculty members. Once again, I extend my warm wishes and a very good morning to you all. At the outset, I would like to apologize to all the participants and the speakers for a small delay in the start of the session, start of the inaugural program. There was a small technical problem due to which we could not start in time, and as a result of which this necessitated a small change in the schedule. So I once again thank to all of the participants, especially MAGICx. Within a very short span of time, we have come to have a very good experience with MAGICx. Ashish Garde sir, Tavde ji, they are very cooperative and have a very friendly environment, ever ready to guide us. And I definitely hope in the coming days, we will definitely look forward for some constructive activities which may lead to the benefit of the mankind. Now, as far as today's session is concerned, I would just like to bring to the notice of all the concerned. This is the second impact lecture session which is being conducted today, and this particular session is being partly sponsored by Ministry of Innovation, and we are very fortunate to have two speakers. Shri Kunal Sikchi sir represents the startup activity, He himself has started a startup organization, and he will shortly address us regarding details of the same. Shri Thakur sir is one of the senior member and is an expert on IPR patents. So definitely both the sessions will be very beneficial to all of the participants. I would just like to bring to your notice, our college was established in the year 2004, and we conduct a 4-year B Pharmacy course with an intake capacity of 60. Our founder chairman, Shri Yashwantrao Gadak Patil, then Shri Shankarji Gadak Patil, Prashantji Gadak Patil, Udayanji Gadak Patil, and our founder director, Shri Subhash Devde Sarji, all are very supportive in these activities, as a result of which we have an elaborate arrangement wherein this particular session is being transmitted live in all the classrooms. All of our students, all the students of our college, they are attending this particular session, sitting in their classrooms, and there are participants across the state, and some of the participants are from different state also. The kind of enrollment the participants do, that keeps on inspiring us to arrange more and more such programs and ensure we have eminent and quality speakers who will be able to guide all of the participants on their respective topics. So without taking much of the time of the speakers, let me once again thank all of you and hand over the further proceedings to Saili. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your. Now I would like to call upon Dr. Rajesh Patil, sir, to guide us further with their words of wisdom. Over to you, sir.
Okay, kindly just check if I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm happy that from MAGIC, Ashish Garde sir, Vinay Deshmukh sir, Angdi sir, and the eminent speakers, and I could see number of students have joined from Yash Institute as well as from some other institutes across the state. This is the second impact lecture, second impact lecture series, session 2, and today Yash Institute has arranged eminent speakers like Kunal Sikchi sir and Ajay Thakur sir. They will be deliberating with their expert areas, and we, being the mentor of Yash Institute for conduct of and guiding the IIC session, from my side, I just want to add that the purpose of Institute Innovation Council and the MIC is to foster innovation culture and to make students aware about various areas of IPR, startup ecosystem, enterprise, and so on. So after such expert talks and when the experts from different areas they share their thoughts and their knowledge with the students, I'm sure that the students from the Yash Institute and across the state uh, will have a thorough understanding of innovation. They will have a thorough understanding of various areas of IPR. They will be made aware about the startup ecosystem. Ahead of this expert lecture series, I'm sure that some sessions will be arranged on entrepreneurship and prototype incubation, pre-incubation, funding opportunities, and those things. So, being a mentor of the Yash Institute, I give my greetings to all the participants, and I wish them all the good luck for happy learning. So this is from my side. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your amazing words. Any program is incomplete without the words of gratitude. So here I call upon Miss Unnati Khirade to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, Unnati.
Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. With this line, I am Unnati Khilade from first year B Pharmacy, feels immensely honored to propose vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude towards our eminent speakers to enlighten us with the amazing ideas of startup ecosystem and intellectual property right. I am sure it will definitely help us to boost a great future. I would like to thank our below principal, sir, to giving us the opportunity to attend this session. I would like to extend my gratitude to our faculty member for arranging such as knowledgeable, inspiring session for us. I would also like to thank all the technical workers for their support throughout the session. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants for listening patiently. I would like to conclude my vote of thanks with so many lines. Today is our opportunity to buy the tomorrow we want. I would conclude my vote of thanks. Thank you one and all. Have a knowledgeable day ahead. Over to you, Suryavanshi.
Thank you, Unnati. I would like to hand over to Miss Sukanya to start first session. Over to you, Sukanya.
Thank you, Saili. Creativity, thinking up new things. Innovation is doing new things. A very good morning. Our today's guest of honor, Mr. Kunal Sikchi sir, Honorable Principals, Dr. Assn sir, respected teachers, and my dear friends. I am Sukanya Suryavanshi, from studying in third year B Pharm, Yash Institute of Pharmacy. I am extremely delighted to introduce our today's resource person, Mr. Kunal Sikchi sir, who is a founder and managing director of MAGICx Life Science Aurangabad. Values and ethics, discipline, continual improvements, and scientific knowledge, automation, and research on niche ideas. Environmental concern and care are constant companions for motivation and growth, and the ability to contribute the social care focusing on education, cleanliness, greenery promotion, add more meaning to life achievement. His motto is to create the innovation with science for life. He has been honored to share his journey and experiences through TEDx and podcasts, Small Big Wins with Mr. Harsh Zago sir, with Michael Page, interviews with CEO, stories, etc. The entire journey of Matrix Life Science Private Limited rests on R&D essence, and Sir continue to inspire inspiration of all R&D endure Matrix Life Science. After completing graduation from Mumbai University with scholarship from Ratan Tata Foundation with gold medal in chemical engineering from Mumbai University, he developed in-house extraction process for with the aim to provide the best nutraceutical and natural food ingredients with multiple health benefits are shown extensive research designing process that we are unique, clean and focused on eco-friendly asset. His entrepreneurial drive helps Matrix Life Science Private Limited gain market share completely with multinational companies. Sir has also been instrumental in manufacturing products through unique and novel processes, which serve deserve and critical in industries. The variants under tocopherols, vitamin E, phytosterol, and plant extract have application in food nutraceutical pharma, animal feed, personal care, and cosmetics. Matrix Life Science Private Limited serves critical end industries in India and globally and via their subsidiary in USA, also showing us company and products in international exhibition throughout the year. Now, I would like to request Mr. Kunal Sikchi sir to start the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Varsha is what it says. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Yash Institute, for having me. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, thank you, Angadi sir, and thank you, everyone, Magic, for having me here. And that thank you for the lovely introduction, which you have given for me. Okay. I'm very delighted that institutes are organizing sessions like these for everyone. Honestly, when I was doing my chemical engineering, we did not have these sessions, and I really believe that something like this. I mean, over the course does really help us understand it. It creates a perspective for us, gives us a horizon. Okay. I hope the attendance is not compulsory because I remember when we had little sessions in our engineering colleges, the attendance was compulsory. And that is one of the reasons most of the students used to come and attend it. So I hope it's more voluntary than, having a compulsory attendance. I would have loved to given this more one-on-one, because currently I see only black screen and I absolutely don't see any faces. So having a one-on-one session really helps. But I mean, in this virtual world, it's good that you can manage time and uh, yet able to share your knowledge and understanding with everyone. I will keep this session very interactive. I would love to have questions from everyone. Okay. I'm a more frequent user of Zoom and Microsoft Teams, so I'm not sure how WebEx works. I hope on the chat window, if somebody wants to write in any question, I would love to answer all of those questions. Okay. I was asked yesterday if I have a presentation to give. I said I will not bore you with presentation. I will give you a very plain, simple, lessons or learnings which I've had in my 10 year, 12 years of working life so far, and hope all of you take something from here. Okay. Siley, you can, if I'm not audible or anything, you can please let me know in between. I think you are taking this session ahead. So please let me know if I'm not audible. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So, I have I'd given a TEDx, about I think 6 months back. So if you can find my TEDx on YouTube with Kunal Sikchi. I will kind of repeat a couple of things which were there in my TEDx, and this is also my learning. To tell you more about me, I am born and brought up in Aurangabad. Okay, so generally, people have this perspective that a startup can only be there in a city like Bombay or a Bangalore or a Delhi, and smaller cities don't have startups. So that's not a real perspective. Okay, I studied in Bombay. I had a job with a very large chemical company, which is a German company. But I decided to come back to my hometown and start a small R&D center here. Okay, so it is not, there is a very common perspective that startups are always incubated in larger cities. I was lucky enough to be part of some magic incubator, startup ideas and phenomenal ideas, and they're all small town students who have come up with ideas which are extremely good. Okay, so I will, my schooling was in Holy Cross. If a lot of you know, Holy Cross is in Aurangabad. I did my, 11th and 12th from Devgiri College. Okay. I did my chemical engineering from Mumbai University. Okay. Uh, One thing which Bombay taught me while I was in my chemical engineering was that that nobody was just talking about studies. People were talking about extracurricular activities. Okay. And I think that is something which, we as education system also, but we as a student also lack big time. Okay. We don't have any productive side activity, which is our passion. Okay. So, when I landed in Bombay, I, had the maximum marks when I started my first year of engineering, and I realized people were doing software. People were doing Sudoku. I mean, they were making softwares for Sudoku. Some of them had a small NGO where they were doing something. Okay, so I think that is one difference which I felt. A lot of people were reading books. Okay, something which we as a habit don't end up doing. Okay, uh, I understand today my topic is startup and ecosystem, but I will tell you few habits, few things which will lead you to becoming a startup at some point of time in your life. Okay. I understand my current audience today is first year, second year, third year students. Okay. And few mistakes I can say which I made while I was in my undergrad. I would love that if you at all take few things from here, and you shouldn't commit the same mistakes, probably which I did. Okay. One thing, so I have a few learnings which I would like to share with you, and how those learnings came my way. Okay. So like I said, I had my job, but I decided to come back to my hometown. Okay. I started working. I was looking out for some other work in Aurangabad. Sorry.
अरे यार इस तरह से चाह क्यों?
Okay, I'll continue. So I'll continue. Uh, I was on constant urge of finding out some of the other work which I can do in Aurangabad. Okay. Believe me, I've looked at starting an ice cream parlor to starting McDonald's in Aurangabad to practically everything. This was in 2009 when, internet game zones were very popular. Okay. So I even tried to open a game parlor, at that point of time, thinking that is the next rage, for students or everyone else. Okay. So, my whole point of telling you is that, uh, success doesn't come easy. You have to do multiple iterations before you do it. And the first thing which I've learned, see, we started Matrix in 2015. Okay. We started R&D on natural vitamin E in the year 2012. So we spent 3 years in R&D of this product. Okay. When we started this product, we went to the plant manufacturing. I set up this plant at Paitan MIDC, which is again very close to Aurangabad. Okay. When we started this product, in first 6 months time, we could not get the product from the main plant, which we did in the R&D center. Okay. And I was absolutely disappointed. At that point of time, I wanted to quit and shut this out. Okay. But I had mentor, and I kept asking my mentor that, what should I be doing? So he said, Kunal, it's too early to quit. आप बहुत जल्दी हार मान रहे हो, and why don't you spend little more time in R&D? Why don't you spend another 6-8 months in R&D and try and work it out? Okay. So uh, I again went back to R&D. We again started working on it. Finally, the product did click. Okay. So today, from 2016 to 2022, we are today third largest in world in this space, in nutraceutical space, in natural vitamin E space. Okay, we were a 10 people company. Today we are close to 300 people working at Matrix. Okay, we have absolutely young people who are working, very passionate, who are working here. So one biggest thing which I've learned all this while is uh, the importance of failure in life. Okay, we are always told that failure is not good. When we are in our fourth standard board exams or 10th standard board exams, we are always told that don't fail or don't come. That there was earlier the schools used to have first grade, first class, second class, third ranker, fourth ranker, and of course parents also used to push you that we should be the ones who should be amongst the rankers. Okay, I feel failure is equally important. It teaches you a lot of lessons. Okay, um, which I think is a very important virtue. At Matrix, we fail in so many things, in so many processes. Okay, uh, but we've constantly tried to learn from the failures. I think failing is not a bad thing, but if you're not learning from your failures, I think that's the most terrible thing you can do to yourself. uh, doesn't mean, I mean, you fail in the smallest of the things. You somebody doesn't know how to ride a bicycle. He goes to ride a bicycle, and then he falls down. So he knows that he has to practice more before actually going on a highway. Okay. So I feel failure in our society is a very big taboo. Nobody wants to fail, but I think that's not good. Our parents should allow us to fail. Only when you fail, you get up, you learn, and then you go forward. At all levels, unless you don't try something, I think most of us don't end up doing something because we feel we might fail. Okay. It's similar to, you might like somebody and you would want to go and tell that somebody that I like you, and you don't say that because you feel you will fail there also. Okay. So I think failure is something which we don't end up taking very positively. At your age, at your education level, I feel have acceptance for failure. Don't be, I hear people say, मेरे को depression हो रहा है because I failed in some subject or in some business, and it's just one failure. How could that land you in such a terrible problem? Okay. So I personally feel, allow yourselves to fail sometimes. I'll tell you, over the years, today it's more than 10 years. I've been working. We still continue to fail in a lot of things. Okay, but I get up. We learn as a team, and then we move forward. Okay, that doesn't mean that tomorrow you end up failing in your exam. Okay, because otherwise tomorrow your principal will call me and he'll say, okay, a lot of students are failing in our exam because you asked them to. No. But if you failed sometimes, it's okay. You have to learn with it and you have to move on with it. Okay. So and it this lies true in every other aspect, right? You see cricket matches, somebody does well, somebody doesn't do well. That doesn't mean that they don't end up coming back and working on it. Okay. So this is something which is extremely important part of my life. I speak anywhere, I talk to anybody. If they ask me to talk about startups, I tell them I would like to start with failure, importance of failure. Okay. And at all age, at all experience, you end up failing. Okay. I think that doesn't define you. Failure doesn't define you. What you have learned from your failure is something which is absolutely crucial. It's absolutely crucial. Okay. Before I go on to my next learning, I would like to have few questions on failure if anybody has it. Okay. Because otherwise I'll speak. I mean, I'm giving some GAN lecture and nobody's responding to that. So if anybody wants to ask something, you can write on the chat box. I hope chat box is available for everybody to write in. I would love to take few questions and make it more interactive. So if any of the students would love to write something on the chat box or even ask me in person, I would love to make this session more interactive. Is there anyone with any question? It's a large crowd. I'm sure there must be questions with you.
Any question from participants?
So my whole motive is that unless we don't interact, we will not be able to learn from each other. I mean, at the end of the session, I have to take something back and you have to take something back. So if you ask me anything, if you want to share that, if you failed at something and you would like to seek some part of advice, would love to do that. I think we all are here to learn from each other's experiences. That's absolutely critical. So if anybody is there to ask me anything, I would love to. Otherwise, I'll move on to my next learning.
Hello, sir.
Okay, so I have a very good question here from Krishna Chopre, right, Krishna? So before starting any startup, we should go for a big step or small step. Oh, very interesting question. So, Krishna, I'll tell you, often people tell that, uh, मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है स्टार्ट करने के लिए, मेरे पास आइडिया है लेकिन मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है. I will tell you, this is a myth. Okay, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Money is the last thing you require for a startup. The most important thing you require for a startup is an idea. Okay, and this idea should be a solution for somebody else. Okay, you have to check for the problems around yourself. Okay, I will give you number of examples. Okay, so last year, a friend of mine, she's working in Reliance. Okay, and she called me and she said, "Ke, Kunal, I want to do some startup and what should I be doing?" This was starting of COVID, in 2020. Okay, so हम लोग बहुत सारे ideas discuss कर रहे थे, and I told her one thing that everybody is using laptops now. We are all online on laptops. So I told her कितने mobile phones, कितने laptops waste होते होंगे. Okay, and this e-waste management could be such a big problem. Okay, and so she started working on this. I'll tell you, after 2 years today, she has a company which does e-waste cycling. You can check for Payal Chandan on LinkedIn. Okay. And you will find that she's doing a startup in e-waste management. Krishna, to answer your question, she started with 10 lakh rupees. That's all. Okay. She's a PhD from US and she's working on startups. She's working on e-waste recycling in Bombay. Okay, the company name is We the Recycling Company, something like this. Okay, so any startup, it's not small or it's not large. Okay, it is about what solution you are trying to bring on the table. Okay, somebody might bring in very small solution, somebody might have a larger solution in place. आपको आजू बाजू में बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स दिखते हैं नहीं. I'll tell you, in Aurangabad, if you know the Kham river, जो हम लोग पहले खाम नाला बोलते थे. Okay, a few friends of mine, they thought के why don't we clean this up, और they tied up with the government and they have done the cleaning. आप होली क्रॉस के उधर जाओगे तो आपको दिखेगा कि वहां पे एक बहुत अच्छा बड़ा CSR प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है. Okay, and it is done by few people I know, and they have taken this up as a business idea that we will clean this up, cleaning up of resources, planting of trees. So no idea is big or small. I think you can start by home. I mean, most of the large companies, Google also has started from a garage with 2 people working on it. Okay, even Amazon. So I think it's always good to start with small steps because there is a lot of learning in those small steps. And once you know you're confident about it, you can definitely take it forward. Okay. Uh, one thing I'll tell you, Krishna, and others is that do something which you're passionate about. Okay. Do something which you really feel for. Again, giving you an example, a friend of mine is a lawyer. Okay. LLB, LLM, she's done. Okay. And we were discussing about what she must be doing, this and everything. And uh, she has a lot of passion for fitness. Okay. A lot of passion for fitness. Okay. So, we were discussing about 4 years back that, what you should be doing. And I said, fitness industry is such a big industry, Aurangabad based. And why shouldn't you pursue something in fitness? They said, nahi, what will family say? Will it make me earn money? I said, see, agar aap koi cheez ke liye bahut passionate ho, so money is a byproduct of it. Money is never, you should never run behind money. If you are passionate about something, do it. Money will come by. Money doesn't go anywhere. Again, I'll tell you, after 4 years of being in fitness industry, she practically earns about 3-4 lakh rupees a month staying in Aurangabad, working in fitness industry despite being a lawyer with a law degree. Okay. So I hope, Krishna, I've given you a brief idea about, there is no small or large step in any startup. It's about what you're passionate about. It's about what kind of solution you are bringing in. Just say petrol and diesel are getting expensive. People are working on electric vehicles. It's getting solution to people. Okay. So there are a lot of problems around. Point is, we don't see them. Point is, we don't see those problems. So be more, uh, you know, uh, look around, look for problems. I'm sure you will be able to find some or the other solution to it. I hope, Krishna, you got the answer for this one. Anyone else? I would love to answer more questions. It makes the session more interactive. So if anybody is there, otherwise I'll move on to the next one. Okay. My second learning, I'll tell you, and which I've already told in my TEDx, but I'll give you a more larger perspective on it. Is I am a strong believer that we should ask, pucho. A lot of the times we don't ask, whether it is in lectures to our teachers, we just don't end up asking because we feel what will others think about it. Our whole point of view is that वो क्या सोचेंगे, मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ तो वो क्या सोचेंगे. Okay. And whether it is going anywhere, I feel we have a fear of asking for help, asking for discounts, asking teachers about queries. Okay. Here also, I'm telling you to ask me questions. Acha, I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of questions in your mind, but you are afraid that, why you should be asking me, something like that. Gajaran, I'll answer your question. Okay. So, I have a very strong belief that please ask for help. You know, I'll tell you, don't spend a lot of time on Facebook and Instagram. Spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. Okay. LinkedIn has extremely good connections. Okay. I, if you really ask me how I've built Matrix, I was not an intelligent student. Okay. But I've built Matrix by asking for help. Okay. I go and ask. I mean, I've even written to Ratan Tata sir also about, whether he can take a mentoring session for me. Although he's not replied me, but I have written to Mr. Harsh Mariwala, who is the founder of Parachute Oil, Marico, and he's replied me, and we have spoken for half an hour. Okay. So this is the strength of asking for help. Okay. um, we are very shy here, and हमारे को ऐसा लगता है कि people will think very small about me if I end up asking for help. I'll tell you, it is not the case. Okay. How many of you, I don't know, have LinkedIn accounts? How many of you have connected with entrepreneurs, connected with like-minded people and discussed with them? I'll tell you, we don't do this. We don't have a culture of doing it. I will request all of you today to to just go ahead, make mentors, ask people that what they are doing. Okay, so my that will be a very good thing, and I'm telling you, out of 10 people you ask for help, I'm sure 5 of them will come back and offer you help. Okay, you can discuss ideas, you can discuss anything, and there are a lot of good people around for them to help you with it. The problem is we don't do it. Like, I'll tell you, you go to a mall and you go to, say, Shop or Stop in Prozone, because a lot of people here are from Aurangabad. You don't negotiate there, right? You don't ask for discounts. Okay, but I'll tell you, try doing it. Okay, try doing it. I think it you might just get it. Okay, हम पूछते ही नहीं, क्योंकि हमारे को लगता है कि यार ये पूछ के सेंस क्या है. Okay, so I feel this is very important, that you should be asking for help. I'm so happy that I'm seeing now a lot of questions coming up. This is something how I'd like to address it. So my second learning, guys, is ask for help. Okay, please go ahead, make a mentor for yourself. Talk to somebody in the industry. Talk to your role model. Make role models for yourself. Okay, आप जैसे लोगों से खुद को सराउंड करोगे, वैसे ही आप बनोगे. Okay, if you are discussing about gossip, if you are discussing about stupid things, that is where your life will be. If you're discussing about ideas, if you're discussing about problems, solutions, you will go to that level. Okay, so before I move ahead, I will take more questions. So I have a question from Dr. Gajanan Vaishnav. He says pharma students don't have any training about accounts and finance. Is it possible to run a business without basic know-how of these areas? So Gajanan, I am a chemical engineer. I have zero background of finance and balance sheet. And I'm very proud that we are building a very large company today at Matrix. Okay, from where we started, today we have grown almost 200 times from where we started in 2015-16. Okay, uh, two things how you can approach this. One is, it is not very difficult to acquire basic understanding. You are living in the doctor sorry you're living in a world wherein everything is available online. आप Byju's पे जाओ, आप Udemy पे जाओ, there'll be 10 courses which are available in finance and accounts, and you will get to know everything. This is where as students we go wrong. We don't spend time on productive things. You have Saturdays and Sundays, you don't have lectures all day. Sign up for something on finance and accounting. Knowledge doesn't go waste. So try and learn it. Okay, and I will tell you, when you start doing a startup, you should have passionate. I was passionate about creating a product from byproduct. I was very clear that मुझे कोई इंडस्ट्री के बाय प्रोडक्ट को लेकर उसमें से कुछ वैल्यू ऐड करना. So we manufacture vitamin E from a waste product which comes from edible oil. Edible oil is हम लोग जो घर पे खाने का तेल है, उससे we extract vitamin E from a byproduct which was earlier used for manufacturing soap. Okay, that's the kind of value we are creating. So Gajanan, my point to you is, learn if you are a student, and if you have a basic understanding about it, you have lot of help around. Again, coming back to my second learning, ask for it. If you connect with good chartered accountants, if you connect with people from finance background, they will be able to help you with it. And we are still students, so over the years I've learned about finance, I've learned about profit and loss, balance sheet, all of this. So unless resources were not so simple in 2005 to 2008 when I was studying. Of course, internet was popular, but it wasn't. I mean, you did not have a lot of online courses. But thanks to COVID, ajkal everything is online. We are talking online here. Okay. I will take second question from Sukanya Suryavanshi. She says, sir, how to minimize the error which comes during a startup? One, don't worry about an error. Make some of them. Okay. So Kanya, if you don't make errors, how do you expect yourself to learn? See, we all know Sachin Tendulkar, right? Has he made century in every match? No. He speaks that he has had a career wherein there were a lot of times which he was not able to score well. Okay. but he's learning. Look at Virat Kohli today. Somebody who was scoring so well is not doing very well in the recently concluded IPL. But so are they minimizing their errors? No. Okay. How you can minimize the error, I'll tell you, Sukanya, which I can completely end up doing. I end up connecting with people who have 10 years, 15 years, 20 years more experience than I have. Okay. So if I'm 34 today, I end up talking to people who are 50, 55, who've learned things. I learn from their experience. Okay. Jesse, I'm today asking you to ask for help. Initially, even I was very shy about asking for help. But once I decided that no, boss, I will ask for help because I need it. Believe me, I do it today also. I connect with students, I connect with people on LinkedIn, on good social medias, I discuss with them. So if you want to really minimize the error which may come in the startup, have a mentor first. Okay. So even before I started Matrix, I approached two people to be my mentor. And I'm telling you, without them, I wouldn't have been able to create what we have created at Matrix. Okay. So it's absolutely, absolutely critical to have some mentor. Okay. And mentor could be from your city, mentor could be your father, mentor could be your professor, mentor could be a friend of yours also. Okay. Anybody who is willing to spend a little time with you, I think you can do that. So I hope Sukanya, you've got the answer to it. That I would not like you to worry about making errors. I would like you to do some errors, but learn from it. And if you have to minimize it, try and find mentors online who are willing to give you and help you with ideas. Okay. A lot of things get resolved if you are doing that. Okay. I have a question from Kaustubh Pishorkar. Okay, so good morning. Please don't address me as sir. You can please all call me Kunal. That's what we do at Matrix also. So that makes it easier. Is there a short-term course that can help you, courses which can help for build up financial management and accounts for business? Again, I think it's very similar to what Dr. Gajanan asked me. I think there are so many courses online. There are so many books online. There are free YouTube videos. हम लोग Facebook बंद करेंगे, YouTube खोलेंगे तो ही तो मालूम पड़ेगा कि ऐसी चीजें अवेलेबल भी हैं. Okay, so monitor yourself that how much time you are spending on gossiping on Facebook, on Instagram, and I'm telling you, you even spend half of that time in going to YouTube and learning about balance sheet, learning about profit and loss, learning about financial statements. I will tell you, it will take you all a long way. Okay, so if even if 10% of you today take this forward, okay, I will be more than happy. I will be absolutely be more than happy to take things forward. Okay, so try and find out stuff online. Most of the courses, everything is available online for us to go and learn. Our colleges or education system is not such कि वो आपको 24 घंटा busy रखते हैं. Okay, you know, you have a lot of time yourself. So if you invest today, because all of your students today, I'm assuming most of your students, if you invest today's time in learning, I'm telling you, this will help you go a long way in your career also. It will show that you know, you have a learning attitude in you. Okay, so I hope, Kaustubh, I've kind of answered your questions. Please keep writing questions. I think it makes the session more lively. You know, I'm investing my hour and a half here. You're all investing your time here. Let's take something from this. Is what my point is. Okay, I'll go to the third thing which I've learned so far, and I hope you can also relate to it. We procrastinate. Okay, to give you an understanding of procrastination. Okay, generally there are group of people, I mean, you know, friends who are sitting, and you know, they'll make a plan for the movie, right? सब बोलते हैं, चलो यार कल पिक्चर चलते हैं. You know, I don't know, I mean, you know, there are a lot of times when friends meet up and they say, oh, let's go to Goa चलते हैं साथ में. Okay, and there is always one friend वो बोलता है कि सोच के बताता हूँ. Then I'll tell you, मैं तुम्हारे को बताता हूँ बाद में. Okay, so if you're planning a movie tomorrow, that friend will not tell you 2 hours before going for the movie also whether he is coming or not. Okay, and please give me a thumbs up if you are agreeing to me, okay? So there is a lot of times there is one friend which will procrastinate. वो last minute तक answer ही नहीं देगा आपको, okay? Point is, we know what we want to tell. Sometimes I want to come, sometimes I don't want to come. Okay, I know what my answer is, but हम हर चीज delay करते हैं. हम हर चीज delay करते हैं. Okay, we love to delay things. In our mind, I know मैं आ सकता हूँ मूवी में, नहीं आ सकता हूँ, मैं गोवा जा सकता हूँ, मैं नहीं जा सकता हूँ. बट हम लोग बोल नहीं पाते हैं. हम लोगों को हम हर चीज डिले करने में हमारे को मजा आता है. My point is, take a call today. अगर आपने मेरे को so many of you have asked me, right, कि हम लोग accounts में क्या कर सकते हैं, financing में क्या कर सकते हैं. If you're really bothered about it, sign up for a course today. आजकल 500 रुपए में भी कोर्स मिलता है, 1000 रुपए में भी कोर्स अवेलेबल है ऑनलाइन. Sign up for it today itself if you are really willing to do it. Okay. Other time क्या होता है, if I work out in the morning, I go to gym every day in the morning. I get up at 4:45 every day in the morning and I go to gym in 5:30. Okay. A lot of my friends say, यार कल चलना है मेरे को, I want to work out tomorrow. And then they'll say, नहीं यार, एक दो दिन से start करता हूँ, Monday से start करता हूँ, first से start करता हूँ. There is always. So we have a constant habit of procrastinating things. Okay. Somebody would ask you something on WhatsApp and you don't want to reply them for a while. I mean, So when your principal sir sent me a message, I thought about it whether I want to do this session. Then I thought it's good to interact with kids. I mean, because you're all based from Aurangabad, so I thought, chalo, it will give me a thing of interacting with students also. I'll tell you, before I started MAGICx, I started a institute wherein I was teaching students personality development. So I had an institute at Pathan Gate, which of course I shut down. And I used to go to every engineering college to talk to students. This was way back in 2010. Okay. I have done sessions wherein I was paid about 500 rupees for one session also. Okay. So I have done a lot of these things. My point to you is that if you have thought about something, try and do it immediately. Okay, if you've decided for a movie, you have to go for it. Just tell your friends, chalo yaar chalte hain. Okay, but don't keep on procrastinating about it. Okay, don't keep on delaying about things. Okay, हम यही चीज हमारे एजुकेशन में भी करते हैं. There is an assignment which is being told to you कि हमारे को करना है. हम रोज सोचते रहेंगे यार ये असाइनमेंट करना है. कभी कभी वो असाइनमेंट को आधा घंटा भी नहीं लगने वाला है. Okay, but we keep on delaying it till the last moment, and we love doing that, and then that becomes a habit for us. Okay, so my point is, don't procrastinate. Don't start taking call at the right time. Okay, take quick calls if you feel आज मेरे को ये करना है. So speed of decision is more important than accuracy of decision. Sometimes all we are thinking is that if I take the call today, ये सही होगा गलत होगा, सही होगा गलत होगा, ये करते करते ही हमारा टाइम निकल जाता है. Okay, my point is, take the call right now. If it's wrong, you learn from a mistake, you move on with it. If it's right, it's good, it's right, and then you move on with it. Okay, so don't wait up. Start taking calls for yourself. I think we all, I mean, a lot of people I see don't end up, taking quick decisions, and it could be smallest of the decisions. Easily, I took an example of going for a movie. It's a very small decision which you can take, but you don't end up taking that. Okay, so if you are really bothered, if you have it in mind that I want to do something on my own, okay, you should really start thinking about it and take some steps. सोचते सब है, करता कोई नहीं. Okay, so try and take some steps which will take you ahead in your decision making. And see, I'll tell you, you don't have to always start your own business. You can be an entrepreneur within the company also. I have a lot of people, and I can tell you, I have also pharmacy students who work with MAGICx. Okay, and they have excellent background. Somebody said, "यार मेरे को farming करना है एक herb का," and he's doing it. So he's running a business within a business also. So not necessarily you have to always build a large business. Okay, you can be working at a company yet end up putting in ideas and thought processes. Okay, so I hope my third learning is very clear for everyone, that do not delay things. Okay, so I told you about three things. I will not bore you with 10 ideas or 10 thoughts or 10 things. I'll tell you, start doing three basic things, and this will be a step ahead from where you are today. Okay, I told you one, to fail more often. Okay, to fail more often. I think that's the gist of it. It doesn't matter, how you're failing or what you're failing on. Please fail more often. Second is, I told you, ask for help. Okay. If you are not asking people for help, not connecting with your mentors on LinkedIn, wasting a lot of time, I think you're not doing justice to your life. You have only one life, make it large. Okay. And third is, don't delay things, don't procrastinate. कि बाद में करता हूँ, कल करता हूँ, अगले महीने से करता हूँ. Okay. If you want to really do something, do it now. Okay. These are three things which I've learned. I have kind of, summed this up in my TEDx talk, which is on YouTube also. Okay, I'm very active on LinkedIn. If anyone else wants to connect with me on LinkedIn, has any questions in person based on the availability of my time, I would love to answer any of those questions. I had decided that I will speak for about 40 odd minutes, which I have done. I started at 10:05, 10:10. It's about 10:50 right now. Okay. I know I have still half an hour left. I would like you all to ask me questions. Okay. और ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं हो सकता कि इतने audience में people don't have questions. Okay. So, whoever the anchor is for this whole, online meeting, if you can ask more questions. I would now like to answer more questions rather than giving more gyan to all of you guys. So the chat box is open. I'm able to see the chat box. So is there anyone who would like to ask me question? Sir, would you like to tell the students if they want to ask me any questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, participants, if you have any question, please ask. The chat box is also open for asking the question.
Yeah, I mean, if you're shy in not speaking out, you can definitely ask me more questions. I see such good people. I see Minakshi More, Sachin Vag, Priyanka Pandit, a good mix of girls and boys here. Rupali, Ruchika, Rekha. So, guys, any questions you have, I would love to answer. Those, I mean, I've spoken for good 40 minutes. I'm sure you have questions for me. We'll wait for another 30 seconds. Before then I'll do a closing statement of my own. Okay, great. So I have question from Dr. Gajanan Vaishnav. Dr. Gajanan, are you a faculty or you are a student here?
Sir, Dr. Gajanan Vaishnav is our faculty member.
Okay, okay, great. Uh, so Dr. Gajanan, I hope, you asked what are different registrations required to start a new business. I feel you don't require any registration. You require an idea to start a business. Okay. So have an idea. Everything else, somebody else will do it. There are a lot of consultants around who will do it. So we don't have to worry about, कि क्या registration करना पड़ता है. Business start करने के पहले दो चीजें चाहिए sir. One is you have to have passion. Okay. And second, you have to have you should be hardworking, you should have passion, and you should be able to see a problem. If you're looking at these three things, you're good to go, sir. Okay, so I hope you get that answer. I have Dr. Yuvraj Girbane. I'm assuming he's also faculty member.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Students, I mean, faculty is asking questions. You should be asking. I hope आपको ऐसा, मार के नहीं बिठाया classroom में कि please आके बैठो इसके लिए. Okay. So what are the ways to get financial support to get a scale up in the current businesses? So, Dr. Yuvraj, I'll give you again a very quick example. I wanted to set up Matrix and I did not have a lot of support from my family. Okay. So I went to few friends of mine. I gave them small equity in my company and I took money from them. I went to a bank. I went to meet the chairman. I took an appointment and I gave him my business plan, business idea, and they funded me, although they funded me at a very high interest rate. Okay. Today, I'll tell you the startup culture is so strong that if you have an idea, there are tons of people who want to fund you. Okay. So, like I said, money, paisa is not a bottleneck right now. Okay. You have a good idea, you have a good mindset, and if you're willing to work hard, you will definitely find money around. Okay, so that's absolutely not a problem. Okay, I have a question from Yogesh. So I hold a patent for technology to burn use sanitary pad a green way. I wish to materialize the same to make money out of it. Yogesh, you can we already have a sanitary napkin burning or incineration in our washrooms. Okay, if you feel the technology is extremely good, okay, one you can go to an incubation center. You can go to Magic, okay, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you. You can approach people who are in this green waste. Forget about it. You can talk to me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I will put you to the right people to fund this, to make this work for you if the idea is good. Again, like you said, I wish to materialize the same to make money out of the same. Okay. Don't keep money as the primary focus. Like I said, if the idea is good, money will come by. Okay. In India, we give so much importance to money that हम लोग आइडिया पहले सोचते हैं, उसको सेकंड मिनट में बेच देते हैं, and we think the third minute we are the crorepati's. Okay. So don't do it that way. If you have a good technology, scale it up. It's a big problem you are trying to solve. Okay. So we can really discuss on that. If the idea is good, you can connect me on my LinkedIn handle. Okay. Sukanya Suryavanshi, sir, give me idea about how to develop a new nutraceutical product at college level. Okay, so I'll tell you something about nutraceutical product. Okay, uh, what is nutraceutical? We are nor pharma nor chemical. We are in between nutraceutical. Okay, I'll tell you some of the nutraceutical product. हम लोग घर में हल्दी का दूध पीते हैं, right? हल्दी का दूध पीते हैं. So people have checked कि हम लोग हल्दी का दूध क्यों पीते हैं. It is good for immunity. तो उसमें ऐसा क्या है which causes the immunity to go high? So it has a product called curcumin, okay, which causes this. Okay, so I'll tell you, you go to Ayurveda, you go to any place and you see that every plant, every herb has something or the other. Okay, people are making peanut butter, people are making green tea extract. There are 10 ideas, Sukanya, which you can do at college level. Okay, you first start reading about nutraceuticals, start reading about the problem, obesity. People are fat these days. So many people have so much of weight. Okay, आप आइडेंटिफाई करो ऐसी कौन सी चीज है जिससे वेट कम होता है, ये कौन से प्लांट से आता है, इसको कैसे एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं. एंड आई एम श्योर देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ आइडियाज. आपको मालूम है झंडू का फूल, मैरीगोल्ड, उसमें एक लुटिन करके प्रोडक्ट होता है विच इज एक्सीलेंट फॉर आई हेल्थ. Okay, so imagine every product has something or the other. Okay, so I think you need to work on it. Okay, so pull up, go on internet, keep reading about it. Again, Sukanya, we can discuss more about it, more about nutraceuticals, but read about it. Okay, then Krishna Chopra is asking what different roles we have to be performed before starting or in a startup. So in a startup, आप चपरासी भी हो और आप चेयरमैन भी हो. Okay, so I have packed samples myself, I have made invoices myself, I have delivered the samples myself also. Okay, so आपको जब startup करना है तो not everybody has a huge amount of money and you have to do everything. So I'll tell you, and I don't have to boast about it. जब हमारे को customer को sample भेजने थे, so there was no office boy to pack the samples up. Okay, So I've packed it, put the address, label print किया है, print करवाया है, लगाया है. Okay. So you have to perform every role. Okay. That doesn't mean that you have to continue doing it all your life. That's not fair. But you have to do it once for you to know कि ये चीज होती कैसे है. Okay. आपने जैसा मेरे को बहुत लोगों ने पूछा finance नहीं आता है तो पहले जो invoice होता है when you go to anywhere and you get an invoice I've done those invoices myself as well. Okay. So do it. I mean that's how it is. So you have to take every other role in a startup. Okay. Then I have a question from now questions are pouring in. So अभी I think audience सो के उड़ गया है या अभी सबको चाय मिली है तो I don't know what is it. So what methods do you use to promote business? One, if your product is excellent, customers will come to you. Okay. Business, you have Facebook, you have Instagram. If you have B2B business, you have LinkedIn to promote your business. You could, if you have large customers as your this thing, go talk to them. Again, find them on social media, on LinkedIn. Try and find them there. You will be able to go and promote your business. Okay. I'll tell you, Matrix has acquired a brand called Coco Sutra. Okay, this brand is based out of Bangalore. ये hot chocolate बनाता है. Okay, and you can follow that Coco Sutra brand, and you will see how we market ourselves there. Okay, so it's a B2C brand which we have done, and we are trying to follow it. Then I have from Yogesh your LinkedIn handle. So for everyone, I will just write down. You can find me here. So this is my full name, and I think if you type this, because my surname is so weird, I don't think you will find any other Kunal Sikchi. So that's my LinkedIn this thing. So Kanya, thank you so much for asking your question. Again, Krishna. So I feel Krishna, Sukanya are the only ones. I hope are they your professors, sir, or they are students?
Students, sir.
Acha, finally. Okay, thank you. Is in a starting period, how much time you have to give for each role to a startup or a company? Like I said, it depends on what kind of startup you're doing. Some find success very easily, some find success late. I hope everybody's gone to, what is their eating joint? KFC chicken, KFC. If you should read about KFC, it got popular when the owner was 60 years of age or 55 years of age. I don't have the exact number. Okay. So if you are passionate about an idea, if you think this idea will work, it will click, and everything requires some time. I mean, so a baby comes up in 9 months, right? You cannot have it in 4.5 months time. So everything requires some time. Okay. So there is no specific period, I can say. It all depends on how much passion you are willing to put in the business. Okay. How much time, how much smart work, and how many mentors you have for you to take it forward. Okay. If you are smart, people build business in 2 years also. But I mean, there is no time, or nobody will judge you as to how much time you're taking. I think, like I said, you should be passionate about it. You should be hardworking. If you have all of these things, it's good enough. Okay. Any other questions, students? Okay. So I have Mr. Sachin Wag. Failure is important for success, and we learn from that failure. If we same failure comes back, then what to call that failure? You call that failure stupidity. I'm sorry if for my language. You cannot make the same mistake twice. इसका मतलब है you have not learned from your failure. Okay. So it's very important that you end up learning from your failures. uh, I mean, you don't go and propose the same girl twice if she has rejected you once. Okay, it's a saying. I'm not saying it right now. It's a saying. So Sachin, a failure, if you have not learned from it, you cannot keep on failing at one thing again and again. One is you should realize if you're meant for it or not. Sometimes I give it a shot, like I don't know how to ride a bike, जिसमें gears होते हैं. I don't know how to ride it. I tried doing it once. and I slipped and I fell down. Okay, so I cannot coordinate between uh, the the gears on the bike and the clutch. I'm not a good at it. So I use an Activa. I used an Activa when I was in my 11th, 12th standard. I used an Activa back then. So I did not keep on doing it again and again, and it is not something which is something more important. I mean, I could not coordinate it well, so I could not do it well. So it is not the end of life. That does not know you should not try, but you should be better than what you were last time. Okay. So learning from failure, Sachin, is absolutely, absolutely critical. Okay. So I hope you take my message there. Okay. Anyone else, guys? Anybody wants to ask me any other questions? See, what happens is if you ask me questions, I know that we can discuss more about it. I'll wait for a minute before then closing the session. Okay. Thank you, Sachin. Nice, nice, nice catching up. Anyone else for any other questions would love to have it. Okay, so I guess there are no other questions on this forum. I know I'm little earlier, but I was expecting more questions to come by. Okay, but it was lovely interacting. I would have, I love to interact in person more because here I'm only seeing black screens and just with names on the screen. But I hope I was a little helpful in whatever I spoke. uh, this is all from my learning, from my experience all this while. Okay. I have a long way to go. I want to make this one of the largest companies in the world. I continue to work with this. I continue to put my failures into learnings. Okay. That's what I do. I continue to ask for help and I don't waste time on silly things. These are some things which I end up doing. People who are attending this forum, this session, you should also end up doing something like this. Okay. If you end up coming up with any question at any point of time, I've already written my LinkedIn handle upstairs. So, you can please ask me any questions at any point of time. I would love to interact. I would love to do that. I have given a gist of all of this on my TEDx talk. It's available on YouTube, so you can also listen to that if it creates any positive vibes. Okay. I would like to thank Magic. I would like to thank Yash Institute, your principal sir, who approached me for this. Phenomenal. I think uh, colleges, making sure that you have sessions like these. I'll tell you, even if you take one thing, okay, it's worth of my time and it's worth of your time as well. Okay, but take that one thing today from here. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody, for having me here. Okay, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best. And like I said, India is a place of opportunity for next decade. I'm telling you, if you read Economic Times or Business Standard, Mukesh Ambani says the same thing that India has amazing opportunities for next 10 to 20 years. Okay, we are the right generation to capitalize on this opportunity. Okay. So either you are taking it or you're not taking that opportunity. Okay. So go for it. Acquire knowledge, acquire mentors, go online. Don't waste a lot of time because we are also the generation which has the most amount of time waste available. We have Netflix, we have Amazon, we have Hotstar, we have Z5, we have Facebook. We TikTok band ho gaya, to which is better. So we have practically everything to kill our time also. So it is for you to decide where you want to take your life on. Okay. So without giving any more gyan, I will sign off. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Ankita, Aishwarya, Tushar, all the questions which have come in from all of you. I hope you guys liked it, and I would probably see you someday in person also. So that's it from my side. Back to whoever was taking this event. Hey, we cannot hear you, Sukanya.
Sukanya, unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir, for giving your valuable insight on ecosystem, startup ecosystem. It looks like we have covered most of the questions during this session. I would like to thank Mr. Kunal Sikchi, sir, for his valuable insight. As a token of appreciation, sir, I request you to accept the appreciation certificate on the behalf of Yash Institute of Pharmacy.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's also virtual. Thank you.
Now, I invite Ms. Ankita Pure to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you to Sukanya for giving me the opportunity to extend vote of thanks for today's plenary session. Very good morning all. I am Ankita Nilesh Pure. I want to thank our eminent resource person, Mr. Kunal Sikchi, sir, founder and manager director at MAGICx Life Science, Aurangabad, for sparing his valuable time from his busiest schedule to grace this occasion of Impact Lecture Session 2. Sir, you very nicely present your today's topic, startup ecosystem. On behalf of all the delegates present here, I assure you that this wonderful session will surely help us to build concrete concept for the ecosystem. And in the today's session, sir gave the knowledgeable information about failure is the first step to success, and also gave the knowledgeable information about how to start up the new business and many more. I also convey my sincere thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. Assn sir, for organizing such a brainstorming session for us. I also extend my grateful thanks to all the delegates for their presence and wonderful question answer session. And last not but least, I am also thankful for organizing committee providing me an opportunity to propose the vote of thanks. Thank you again. Over to you, Sukunya.
Thank you, Ankita. Now, I would like to hand over to Ms. Akanksha Kasture to start the second session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kanya. I hope you all are enjoying the session. A very warm good morning to our today's guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Sadashiv Thakur, sir, Honorable Principal, Dr. Assn sir, respected teachers, and all my dear friends present here. I am Akanksha Kasture, with my co-host Bhagyashri More, take the privilege to conduct this next session on intellectual property rights by Dr. Ajay Thakur, sir, Assistant Controller of Patent and Designing in Patent Office, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Mumbai. Before moving forward, let me introduce our today's guest. Today we have a versatile and dynamic guest with us today. It's my immense pleasure to introduce our today's guest of honor, Dr. Ajay Sadashiv Thakur, sir. Sir has done his MSc Biochemistry from University of Pune in 1994. Post-graduation diploma in Business Management from University of Pune in 1998. Sir has done his Master of Management Sciences from University of Pune in 1999, MPhil in Marketing Management in the year 2002, and PhD in Marketing Management from University of Pune. Sir has also completed his LLB from University of Mumbai in 2008 and LLM in Intellectual Property Rights and Information Technology from University of Pune in 2010. Sir also completed various online certificate courses from World Intellectual Property Organizations. He previously worked as a senior scientific officer in Hindustan Antibiotics Limited, Pimpri, Pune. Lead a team of 2 assistant scientific officers along with 20 technicians in laboratory and fermentation plant on bulk drug production of penicillin, streptomycin, hemycin, penicillin acylase enzyme production, etc. in the process sample testing, raw material testing, final product analysis, etc. Sir presently working as Assistant Controller of Patent and Designs, Group A Gazette Officer in Patent Office, Government of India, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Pune, Mumbai.
The nature of his duties mainly involves granting and refusing of the patent application forward by the examiners by conducting hearing, by analyzing the technological examinations, report of examiner related to the patent application under the Patent Act 1970. An analysis of search patented and non-patented documents cited for investigating novelty and inventiveness of the invention claimed in the patents. Sir has also done various academic trainings like a 1-year summer training in research methodology, which include work in characterization and isolation of proteins by using electrophoresis and many more in Agarkar Research Institute, Pune. A 6 month research project on production of banana cream from banana waste by fermentation using lactobacillus. He has also attended training in United States of America, like attended 3 weeks training program on Indian biotechnological patent examiner training, study and training in United States Patent and Trademark Offices, attended 2 weeks JPO, that is IPR training course on patent examination management in Japan Patent Office, Tokyo, Japan. Sir has also attended various trainings in India, including 2 weeks training program on administration of the Patent Act 1970 in the capacity of examiner of patent and designing organized by Intellectual Property Training Institute, Government of India, Nagpur, and many more. Sir conducted over 500 patent awareness program in various industries, universities, college, schools, and various seminars, workshop in western zones of India. Thank you, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for being here with us today. We are very blessed to have you here. Thank you, sir. Now I request you, sir, to please start the session. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Hope I am audible as well as visible.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
And visible also.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, respected dignitaries on the dais, all the person, faculties, professors, honorable guests, and of course, my dear faculty members and all the participants who are present in this session, I'm overwhelmed with joy to be present as a part of this program, delivering a lecture on intellectual property rights. So, I will not waste some single time, or I will directly start with my session, that is intellectual property rights. So I will share my presentation. Hope it is visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And audible also, right?
Audible also.
Okay. So we will start with our session, that is intellectual property rights. So that is in short known as IPR, right? So IPR is coined by 3 words, that is intellectual property right. So when I say right, I mean to say that if I purchase something, if I have a ownership of something, I have an exclusive right over it. Nobody can use that right without my permission. For example, I buy a watch. Nobody can use that watch without my permission. So I have an exclusive right over it. Then when I say about property, I mean to say property is in the form of movable property, or it may be in the form of immovable property. So when I say immovable property, I mean to say a property which cannot be moved from one place to another. That may be the land, or that may be some sort of flat, or that may be some bungalow. So this is the immovable property which cannot be moved from one place to another. But when I say movable property, that includes anything, that includes any tangible thing which can be moved from one place to another. It may be a car, or it may be a vehicle, or it may be something which can be moved from one place to another. Now, when I say intellectual, I mean to say intellectual property means the property which is the result of human intervention. It is the result of human creativity. So the greatest gift that God has given to mankind is the brain, and brain has the ability to think and act and convert some novel ideas into some tangible assets, which will definitely lead to some their progress as well as the progress of our nation, and which will be useful to the society also. So when I say intellectual property right, I mean to say it is a collective term for IPR, and it is broadly means the legal rights which results from the intellectual activity in the industrial, scientific, literary, and artistic suite. So whenever you get an idea and you create that convert that idea into some valuable asset, the intellectual property may result in different forms. So there are myths, there are different myths that intellectual property right includes only patents. So my dear friends, it's not the case. There are 7 types of intellectual properties under which different protections can be given. And we have a dedicated legislature under which these rights are protected. So in short, one should understand that intellectual property refers to the creation of the minds, that may be invention, literary work, artistic work, symbols, names, and images used in commerce. So it is our duty to, it's my duty or it's my presence here that I will explain all these intellectual properties and what are the subject matters and what are the domains under which these kind of properties are registered. So I told you intellectual property is intangible property. Intangible property, when I say, I mean to say it cannot be seen by naked eyes, but it is present there. For example, when I say intangible, I say that every day you are using mobile phones. Once you are using these mobile phones, you know, once you press this mobile button, your Facebook will be activated. Once you press another button, your WhatsApp will be activated. Once you press some other button, your Gmail will be activated, or various value added services can be activated. So you know that just by pressing this button, mobile phone will do the activity. But has anybody thought of how this mobile phone is acting, why this mobile phone is acting, and how it is functioning in that manner once by pressing this button? So this is nothing but the intellectual property present in the embedded in the mobile phone, and because of which the mobile phone works in that fashion. So basically, that is the intangible property present in the mobile phone, and that is nothing but the intellectual property, that is the result of human creativity. Now, what is, just a second. Sorry. So what is the need of intellectual property? So when I say intellectual property, it is the result of human intellect. It is practically possible for us that this property may be stolen by some other person. So there is a basic need that this intellectual property, the hardship or the efforts, the creative efforts which are being created by the inventors are protected and they are not being stolen. So there is a need of intellectual property rights protection. So why? Because the technologies are changing very rapidly. Investment in research and development is very high. Marketing has become very high. Then the product life is becoming very shorter, and also industries has become more competitive. So when I say all these things, there is a basic need that intellectual property rights may be protected. And in India, I strongly say that we have a very strong intellectual property regime under which different laws, under which different properties are protected. So basically, when I say intellectual property rights, so these rights gives the aims to safeguard the creators and other producers of intellectual goods and services by granting them certain time limited rights to control the use of made of these productions. Basically, when I say intellectual property, it is not simply to create an intellectual property. Lot of labor, manpower, time, money, as well as expenses, laboratory chemicals, research trials, laboratories, different trials are used to create this intellectual property. Therefore, they need to be protected because there are chances that these properties can be easily copied or you can be stolen by some other person. So basically, intellectual property rights are divided into 7 types, that is copyrights, designs, patents, geographical indication, trade secrets, semiconductor integrated circuits and layouts, topography of integrated circuits, as well as plant breeders right. So we will deal with this topic. So basic aim is that, in short, understand that intellectual property is right are nothing but the rights which are result of human intellect, and they are protected under 7 different laws. So when I say first word, that is copyright and related rights. So first of all, let us understand what is copyright and what are the related rights. So have you seen these kind of words? You might have seen these kind of words, C or copyright, all right reserved, or C, that means copyright protected. So wherever these book, this kind of books or these kind of things or these kind of symbols are seen only on the literary, artistic, musical, dramatic work. Now, when I say copyright, does that mean you have the right to copy? No, you cannot copy unless and until you get the permission of the creator of the copyright. So I have an idea. Now I have idea, and the idea is not copyrighted, or the idea does not get any protection, but the manner in which the idea is expressed gets the protection. So basically, copyright gives the creator of the original work exclusive right to it, usually for a period of limited time. Now, copyright doesn't cover the idea. I told you and the information themselves. Only the form or the manner in which they are expressed are protected under the copyright. For example, you see many movies, or you see many movies wherein the theme is love story. The idea is about a love story. Now you see मैंने प्यार किया, हम आपके हैं कौन, दिल वाले दुल्हनिया ले जाएंगे, and many other love stories. The idea is same. The theme is, the idea is that it is a love story, but the mode of expression gives them the protection. So the way it which is been expressed is given the protection under the copyright. So related right includes the right of a performers, producers of sound recording and broadcasting organizations. So basically, copyright gives the exclusive right to the work created by the creator. Now, when I say copyright, I mean to say the domain which under which this work is registered includes literary work, artistic work, musical work, dramatic work, sound recording, and of course, cinematographic work. So whenever you come across this kind of work, that may be in the form of literary work, artistic work, musical work, dramatic work, or cinematographic work, or that may be a sound recording. So whenever these 6 types of domains are there, mind you, keep in mind that this work will only be protected under the copyright and none of the other rights. So you will not get a patent on that. There are instances where we come across people, or there are instances where we come across some script writers and they say, ki, sir, I had written a book, or I had written a story, or I had written a script, or I had written something, please give me patent on that. So that time we feel pity for them, because that is due to the unawareness. But then it's understand that the work that will be protected under the copyright includes the literary work, artistic work, musical work, dramatic work. So what are these works that we will see? So literary works may exist in the form of books. If you write a book, or write an article in newspaper, or set some question papers or catalogs, or write some dictionaries, even if you reduce a lecture in writing, a computer software, computer program, lyrics of a song, or computer app, all these matter pertains to the literary work, and therefore it has to be necessarily registered under the Copyright Act. So when I talk of literary work, I mean to say all these categories of this work includes these are the books or newspaper, all these things includes the literary work, and therefore they has to be registered under the Copyright Act. Then comes the artistic work. Artistic work may be in the form of drawings, maps, charts, plans, paintings, drawings, sculpture. So whenever you come across any artistic work, mind you, keep in mind that this is a subject matter of copyright, and it will be registered under the copyright work. Then musical work and dramatic work. So whenever I say musical work, that may be in the form of graphical notation, sound recording, as well as in dramatic work may be existing in the form of play, recitation, choreographic work, dumb show in writing, script, scenario. All these works pertain to the dramatic work. Then again, cinematographic work, all this work pertains to copyright. Then we have broadcasters right. For example, you understand that you have broadcasters right, wherein the broadcasting organization or broadcasting channel acquires the right from the producer. For example, you see Kapil Sharma show on Sony TV, but has you seen that show on ZTV or Color TV? No, because the broadcasting rights of this show are acquired by the channel, and therefore the producer has given only permission to Sony TV to broadcast this show on the Sony TV, and therefore these are nothing but the broadcasters right. Then any performer who performs, that may be in the form of actor, singer, musician, dancer, acrobat, juggler, conjurer, or any other person who is performing the act, that means includes the performer, and therefore he is also given as the performer's right. So mind you, these are related rights. Broadcasting rights as well as performer rights are related rights. They are the part of Copyright Act. So now section 16 of Copyright Act says that it is not mandatory to register the copyright. The moment you create the work, copyright exists. But there are instances, and it is also advisable from our side that the fees for filing a copyright is very negligible, or it's very reasonable, so that you can easily protect your copyrighted work. Now, for example, now there was one case in which we will just see why the copyright is important. Mr. Mahesh Doijode was a person who filed a petition in Mumbai High Court stating, when the movie Fan was releasing, stating that the movie should not be allowed to screen and it should not be released because it is a copyright work of him. It's a work of him that is in the form of Abhineta, a book written by him, and Yash Raj Film has copied that work, and therefore the movie should not be released. But when the matter came for hearing, the judge asked him how this matter went to Yash Raj Film. At that time, he was not able to explain because he did not acquire any copyright on that, or he did not have any proof or evidences so that the work existed or the copyright existed, and it was how it went to Yash Raj Films. So he was not able to prove that. Had in this place, therefore the court denied him infringing injunction and the movie was released. But had in this place, if Mr. Mahesh Dojode has taken copyright, he would have definitely got some royalty, or his name would have been added as a producer, as a story writer of this movie. And because of his negligence, or because of his not awareness, or because of his other activities, he was not able to take protection, and therefore the court denied him his right, though his claim was that the movie was a written or a copy of a book written by him. So by saying is this, that though copyright doesn't mandate, but it is always advisable that you protect your copyright work. So I suppose copyright is clear with you. So whenever you come across the artistic work, musical work, dramatic work, or sound recording or cinematographic work, this is essentially part of copyright. You will only get copyright protection on that and none other the right. So this ends about the copyright. So is that clear with you?
Yes.
Okay. Now coming to another intellectual property, that is trademarks. So trademarks and service marks are the distinctive symbols that help the consumer to distinguish between the competing goods or services, and are a major part of goodwill a company enjoys in trade. So when I say these are the indicators indicating that the goods or services, or the marks are indicating that the product is made by that company and it enjoys a goodwill in the market. So when I say goodwill, I mean to say there are certain examples which we can quote. Suppose you are going for outing in a car, and somebody from your car your mother, or you may be your brother, or somebody from your car asks, yeah, I want some water. So what you do is, while driving the car, you stop the car at one shop, near one shop, and ask somebody to go and get a water, mineral water. But at this point, I would like to say that out of 100 people, 90 people say, एक बिस्लेरी देना, एक बिस्लेरी का बॉटल देना. Nobody says एक पानी का बॉटल देना, एक बिस्लेरी का बॉटल देना. 90% of 100 people say that they want a बिस्लेरी. Similarly, if you are buying something, if you want to buy a paste, toothpaste, 90% of people go and shop and say that I want Colgate. Nobody says I want a toothpaste, but 90% of people say that they want toothpaste of Colgate. Similarly, when I say salt, immediately what comes to my mind is Tata Salt. Similarly, when I want to buy shoes, similar that way, Bata comes to my mind. So these are nothing but the goodwill. Once you think in that process, once you think of buying this thing of the product, immediately that thing comes to your mind, and that is nothing but the goodwill of the company. So when I say toothpaste, immediately Colgate comes to my mind. When I say uh, water, immediately Bisleri comes to my mind. So these are nothing but the indicators indicating that the product goods are made by that company, and it is able to distinguish because you know the quality or the product having the features. So in short, trademark is the name of an enterprise which also individualizes the enterprises in the minds of the customers. So I told you, once you think of water, Bisleri comes to your mind, salt, Tata Salt comes to your mind. These are nothing but the indicators indicating, and they have such a effect on our mind that we cannot think of other product unless and until there are other options available. But when we think of buying water, Bisleri comes to our mind. When we think of buying salt, it comes to mind. When we think of milk, Amul milk comes to our mind. So these are nothing but the trademarks. Now you see, these are nothing but the trademarks. So whenever you come across this TM word, that means the work is protected, or that work is under protection of trademark. So that may be in the form of word mark, that may be in the form of device mark, that may be in the form of signs, symbols, logos, collective mark. Then we have collective marks also. Then certification marks. Certification marks are nothing but the ISO, ISA, or IFCCA. These are the BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standard, or hallmark. All these are the marks which are being issued by the government. So they are collectively known as certification marks. Then we have service marks also. Service marks are the marks which are providing services. Suppose you want to send some article to any part of your country, what comes to your mind is Speed Post or Blue Dart or FedEx. All these are nothing but the services providing companies. That may be insurance company, that may be Tata, or that may be some other companies which are providing services. But when I say symbols, when this M comes to your mind, when you see this M of McDonald's, you immediately understand that there is a McDonald outlet where we get yummy burgers. So we also come across Coca-Cola. So once by recognize these things, you can understand that these are the product, or these are the product marks, these are the signs or designs which identify the products or services of a particular source from those of other. So this is although trademarks are used to identify services, are usually known as service marks. So all these things are nothing but the trademarks. So trademarks under section 2ZB of the Trademark Act means a mark capable of being distinguished, or it may be represented graphically, and by which is capable of distinguishing the good or services of one person from those of others, and may include the shape of goods, packaging, and combination of colors. So whenever you come across these things, you mind you, these are nothing but the trademarks. So now coming to another intellectual property. So I suppose trademark is clear with you. So whenever you see these kind of marks, logos, all these signs or designs, these are nothing but the indicators indicating that the products are produced by that company, and therefore they have a differentiation. So you can immediately identify that by seeing this symbol. Yes, this is a Pepsi outlet, or this is a Domino's outlet. So this is nothing but the trademarks. Now, when I say geographical indicators, it's another intellectual property, right? Wherein you come across, suppose you want to go to Agra, or if you say that I am going to Agra, so what is famous in Agra? There are two things. What generally people say, if you are going to Agra, Taj Mahal dekh lena or aate waqt petha leke aana. So what are these indicators? These are nothing but the indicators indicating that the product is produced in that area. That may be basmati rice, Darjeeling silk, Kanjipuram silk, Alfonso mango, orange mango. So whenever Bikaneri bhujia, Agra petha. So these are nothing but a sign used on goods that have a specific geographical origin and possesses qualities or a reputation that is solely due to the place of origin. Okay. So it is a sign used on goods that have a specific geographical origin. So when I say oranges, immediately we come to know that oranges from Nagpur are famous. Whenever I say mangoes, immediately Alfonso mangoes from Ratnagiri or Konkan region comes to our mind. Whenever I say Ratlami peda or Ratlami sev or whenever Paithani from Yeola, Darjeeling tea, all these are nothing but the indicators. So basically it is a sign used on certain products which corresponds to a specific geographical location or origin. And such goods enjoy a competitive advantage solely because of their geographical origin. Thus becomes a kind of intellectual property and is protected. In this case, I would like to add that if you are having what is famous in Aurangabad, can you unmute and say what is famous?
Silk.
Okay. Any other thing? I have heard there is one pan shop, Tara pan shop, which is very famous. Is it so?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is nothing but a collective right. It generally indicates that the product is produced in certain place and has certain characteristics which is due to the place of production. Therefore, people are ready to pay higher prices. So even I suppose in Aurangabad also there may be some outlets start coming up when the mango season comes in mostly in April, May, wherein there may be some outlets which may be specifying that Ratnagiri Apus Milel or Ratnagiri mangoes from Devgarh are available. So is it so? Is it so? There are outlets which are being set up when the summer season starts, when the apple, oranges start coming, mango starts coming.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So these are nothing but the indicators. So once you see that a tag which is being applied on the boxes or which is applied on the boxes in which they are packed, they indicate that the product is belonging to that region. Mind you, this has a very commercial value as for exports also. So in foreign countries also, once this product goes in that country, they also indicate that the product is from that area. So people generally prefer that product from Ratnagiri, Alfonso mango from Ratnagiri, or Paithani sari from Yeola, or there may be I suppose there is a Paithan also, no? Paithan is also one place, or Paithani sari is also famous in Aurangabad also, no? Right? So these are nothing but the indicators indicating that the product is produced in that area, or this is maybe called as the indication of source. So these are nothing but the geographical indicators. Mind you, this is not a single person's right. It is a collective right. And therefore, a group of producers or a group of creators from that area has to apply for a common geographical tag, indicator tag. And once they complete the registration procedure, they will be waiting a geographical indication tag and they can apply on that product or producing. For example, Solapuri chadars and Kolhapuri chappals, all these things are nothing but the indicators indicating that the product belongs to Kolhapur or from Solapur. So these are the things, and therefore that is a collective thing, and therefore it is not a single person's right; it's a collective right. So it is given to the community of farmers or community of creators or producers. So this is geographical indicator. Then we come across the industrial designs. Nowadays, you see you come across various shapes and designs of articles which are being there, and once you see that, you get so attracted to that thing that you think of buying that thing immediately. For example, you just see different shapes of cars, different shapes of biscuits, different shapes of chairs, different shapes of fans. Everywhere, in across everywhere, you see different shapes of articles. And they are made in such a form that they attract, or they are giving a notion that I should buy that product. So industrial design is an ornamental or aesthetic aspect of an article. It may be in the form of three-dimensional features such as shape or surface, or two-dimensional features such as patterns, lines, or color. So basically, it is an ornamental or aesthetic aspect of an article. This design serves as a tool for product differentiation and lures the customer by enhanced visual appeal. Therefore, this is an intellectual property, and therefore it has been protected. Now you see every day in various industries, that may be in the handicraft, watches, jewelry, fashion, and other luxury items, industrial and medical implants, houseware, furniture, electrical appliances, vehicles, architectural structure, designs, toys, etc. So all the sphere of activities revolve around the different shapes and sizes of the article, and therefore they have something which lures the customer to buy. You see, there are different shapes of water that may be from 200 ml to 20 liter bottles. Different company has different type of shape, and they are such a thing that once you see that kind of thing, you think I should buy that kind of. You see, in bottles, so revolution has taken place that different shapes of bottles are there which are present, and that attracts the customer to buy the thing. Different shape of mobile phones are there. Various companies are having their different shapes, and they are changing continuously. Then you see different shapes of car, even in biscuits, then even in chairs, cars, everywhere you see different kinds of things. These are nothing but the commercial. Then you see sarees, different pattern sarees, then different shapes of uh, different types of clothes, all these things, different types of furniture, different types of household articles. So all these are nothing but the industrial designs. So see, this is a chair which was released in movie Three Idiot, that is bum chair. This becomes so an instant hit that almost all kindergartens, all playgroups, nurseries, even in even in some houses, the children started demanding this kind of chairs, and they were installed, and they were such an instant hit that they almost everywhere they were seen on wherever in children's playgroups, then in also in some houses, in nurseries. So all these kind of things were seen. Then you see different shapes of cycle, different shapes of glasses, bottle, milk containers. Earlier we used to buy milk in a bottle, then we used to buy milk in a pouches. Now there are some corrugated containers wherein milk is being packed, and they have some aesthetic aspect, or they lure the customer to buy these kind of things. So this is nothing but the industrial designs. So these are the industrial designs wherein we have different designs or shapes of articles are created, and they are applied on the articles of trade, and because of which they are attracted, customers or people are attracted to buy this kind of thing. That is nothing but the ornamental or aesthetic aspect of an article. So this is more about designs. Then coming to patent. So can anybody tell me what is patent known in Marathi or Hindi? Can anybody tell me what is patents in Hindi or Marathi? Because we have come across these words. We are many times using that. This is your patented word. This is your patented thing. अरे ये तो इसका patented word है. ये patent है इसका. So what is that patent known in Hindi or Marathi? Can anybody tell me? Any answers? Hope I am audible. Okay. So what is patent means in Marathi or Hindi? Okay, I will tell you. Patents means in Hindi or Marathi, it means ekaswa. Ekaswa means ek ka adhikar, only one person's right. Only one person's right. The person who has created that thing will be getting this right. So ekaswa means only a single person's right, or the person's right who has created, the creators of the work. That is nothing but the ekaswa. Ekaswa means patents. So in Hindi or Marathi, you should understand that it is a patents. Now, when I say patents, Mind you, it's very important thing in since you are all engineering students and all faculties. So there may be chances that you may be filing some applications for patents. So mind you, understand the concept of patents. So first of all, we will understand what is patent. So patent is a intellectual property right relating to inventions. That may be in the form of process or that may be in the form of product. So the first thing is patent is an intellectual property right relating to inventions. So when I say inventions, I mean to say inventions only. There is a difference between invention and discoveries. So mind you, keep that difference in mind. So when I say discovery, discovery means something which is already present in nature and somebody has accidentally found it out. For example, Christopher Columbus went to America, went to some part of world, and he found the community of people staying there, and that community of people were known as America. Similarly, when Vasco da Gama came to India, Vasco da Gama came to some part of world and he found a culture or people, community of people staying there, and that community of people are nothing but the Indians. So he discovered India. Similarly, you see, you come across many minerals, they are been found in, or some ores, then Newton's gravity, all these things are nothing but the discovery. Discovery means something which is already present in nature and you have you have just find it out, or you are the person who has found it out, nothing else. But when I say invention, invention necessarily means human intervention. Human intervention means it is a result of human efforts. It is a result of human creativity. Was mobile phone lying anywhere in nature? No. Mobile phone was invented. Fan was invented. Electronics gadgets were invented because they are the result of trains were invented, cars were invented. They are result of human creativity. Human brain has thought of that thing, that may be aeroplane or that may be telephone or that may be form of bulb, whatever things which are the creation of human intellect. That means human efforts are there, several experimentation has been carried out, several research trials have been conducted, and because of which you have arrived at that product. That may be mobile for any other person, any other article. So this is nothing but a creation of human intellectual or human intervention, and human intervention because of which this product is produced. So that is invention. So mind you, the first basic requirement for getting a patent is you should understand that there should not be any discovery. You should come with an invention. Okay. So this is the basic first funda that one you should keep in mind, that patents are granted to inventions. Then it is an exclusive monopoly right granted to the inventor by government to use the patented invention for a period of limited period of 20 years. Then once you get the protection, patent right is given for a 20 years and you have the exclusive monopoly right. During that period, you are able to protect your invention. You cannot allow any other person to use, import or sell without your permission. So you have the exclusive right. You are the owner of that property and once you get the patent, and it is granted by government, and it is also, mind you, it is a territorial in nature. Territorial in jurisdiction means it will, when you get a patent right, it will be enforced in India only. There are other cases wherein you can get protection at international level also, but that we will see to later. But understand that patents are granted for invention that may be a product or a process of making that product. It is exclusive monopoly right granted by government in exchange of full disclosure of invention. So once you prepare something or once you create something and you just file an application with patent office, that means you give disclosure to the patent office. So once you disclose that thing to patent office, then once the procedure of patent filing or patent granting is completed, when you get the right, you will get the right for a period of 20 years. During that, nobody can use that patented article without your permission. After the period of 20 years is over, the article goes in public domain. That means once the period of protection is over, the articles of trade goes in public domain and public is free to use it. So therefore, this is the thing. Now, I suppose patents, the definition of patent is very clear. It is for invention. So one thing you should keep in mind, you should come out with an invention. Now, when I say invention, there are certain things which has to be taken how the invention should be. Now, now you will say that Sir, you told me that whenever you are coming to file a patent, you come with an invention. Now I have an invention. Now give me patent. So at that time, we have to tell them that, my dear friend, for getting a patent, yes, of course, there is a requirement of getting having an invention. But how that invention should be? There should be novelty, there should be inventive step, and there should be industrial applicability. So when I say these things, the basic requirement for getting an invention, patent is an invention, and the invention should be having a novelty. It should be having an industrial applicability as well as inventive step. Now, what are these things? So the invention when invention is said to be novel, when it is not found anywhere. That means it is a new thing. It is not a copied work, or it is not a replica of some other person's work. It is the creation of your own work. You have created it, and nobody has known or nobody is aware of this thing, the technology, till the date of filing of your patent application. So that means you should come out with a new invention, novel invention. It should not be known to somebody. It should not be copied work. It should not be replica of some other person's work. Then when I say inventive step means that feature of an invention which has technical advancement over the existing knowledge, or that may be having an economic significance, or both. So when I say inventive step means a feature that is having a technical advancement over the existing knowledge, or economic significance, or both, or any one of them is sufficient to prove that the invention is having a inventive step. So when I say this thing, I mean to say technical advancement over the existing knowledge. What is that technical advancement over the existing knowledge? So for example, when the mobile phones came, we were using 1G spectrum, then eventually 2G spectrum came, then 3G spectrum came. Now we are using 4G spectrum, and we are just opening the phase of 5G spectrum also, while China is ahead, that they are already using the 6G spectrum. So this is nothing but the technical advancement over the existing knowledge. Even that, if you take a simple example, earlier our forefathers were using a gramophone record for listening music. Then eventually they came the phase of cassette player, wherein we used to see music on cassettes. Then came the phase of VCD, VCD, then DVD. Now we have the pen drives, we can store up to 1 TB data. So all these things are nothing but the technical advancement over the existing knowledge. You take the television which we were using earlier. We had a big dabbas at our home. Then we had some portable black and white TVs. Eventually color TVs came. Then the slim TVs came. Then the LED came, LCD came, LED came. Then plasma TV came. Now we are using OLED. So all these things are nothing but the technical advancement over the existing knowledge, or economic significance. When I say economic significance, I mean to say that suppose a drug is costing rupees $1,000. Now one of the person from your side prepares that same drug for a period of for a price of rupees 200, or for a price of rupees 300. Yes, we can say that there is an economic significance. That means the product is the same, but the cost has been drastically reduced from 1,000 rupees to 300 rupees. So yes, there is economic significance. So when I say inventive step, there should be technical advancement or economic significance. So if both are present, it's well and fine. But even if single phase is present, yes, we will consider that the invention will be having a inventive step. Then the third aspect is industrial applicability. Industrial applicability means you should be able to produce that article in n number of quantities. N number of quantities means once you get a patent, you should not block the technology. You get a technology protection. So you should not block the technology by saying that I will only use the invention I have produced. No, you will have to make it available to public at reasonable price, at reasonable quantities. Okay, so that is nothing but the industrial applicability. That means you should be able to produce that articles in trade at n number of quantities, and reasonable requirement of public at large should be satisfied. So these are the basic things for getting a patent. So there should be invention. That invention should be novel. That means there should be newness in the invention. It should not be a copied work. Then there should be economic significance or a technical advancement, that is inventive step. And then the third part is industrial applicability. You should be able to produce n number of articles to reasonably satisfy the requirement of public at large. So these are the basic things for getting a patent. So patent, in shortly to summarize, patent is an intellectual property right related to inventions. It is an exclusive monopoly right granted by government for a period of 20 years in exchange of your disclosure of your invention. And thus you are given protection from making others from preventing others from using, making, importing or selling your invention. And the basic requirement for getting a patent is that there should be novelty, there should be inventive step, and there should be industrial applicability. Now, if you see, the history of patents can be traced from 1700 centuries. Earlier, during this phase, you can see there were kings and emperors. Okay. Now they had some cooks, and or they used to call them khansamas. They used to prepare, or bawarchis. They used to prepare some sort of dish. And if the king or the emperor liked that dish, he used to give him, just by eating that thing, he would become so glad that he used to give him some necklace or some monetary coins or some other benefits he used to give him by just becoming, yeah, that you have made me happy by making this kind of dish. And also he used to give him a monopoly right that once if this kind of dish is to be prepared, it will be prepared by so and so cook. So the history can be traced in that way also. Basically, the aim of the patent system is to encourage economic and technological development by rewarding the intellectual creativity. Whoever creates inventive thing or whoever creates novel, inventive, industrial thing will be protected by given protection under the Patents Act. Mind you, this is one of the first Indian patent which has been granted in 1856. That means you can just trace the history that the patent system was in existence in India in 1856. That is before the revolt of Indian independence. So this is one of the invention. This is the first invention granted for an efficient pankha pulling machine. This is a pankha pulling machine. So mind you, this is the history of patents. So you can trace that patent history is so old. Then you come across the another intellectual property that is topography of integrated. So I suppose patent is clear with you. Any doubts, we will resolve it at the end of the session. But right now you just understand the concept. Okay. Then there are topography of integrated circuits, that is layout designs of integrated circuits, and it is relatively new field in the intellectual property. It's nothing but the integrated circuits, which is new area and which is appearing in the computer technology. So you see, whenever you see this kind of things, these are nothing but the electronic things, and these are the circuits or these are the motherboards which you can be seeing this in mobile phone, or you can see it in the computer, laptop, all these things. So they are nothing but the indicators indicating that designs, that is the integrated circuit means a product having transistors or other circuitry elements which are inseparably formed on a semiconductor material or on an insulating material or inside the semiconductor material and designed to perform an electronic circuitry function. So when I say electronic circuitry function, I mean to say that it should work. The circuit should work. They should give some output. For example, if you are pressing the button of your computer or laptop, the moment all the integrated circuits, all the activities gets activated, and then the circuit, the laptop starts working. So this is nothing but the, just for your information, that is layout of designs of integrated circuits. Then we have come across the trade secrets. So trade secret means unfair competition, includes all acts contrary to honest practices in industrial or commercial matters. So when I say we come across many sort of examples of trade secrets. So trade secret is nothing but not a intellectual property, but sort of intellectual property which is bound by the confidentiality agreement. That means the company or the producer of that company keep the formula or keep the things as a trade secret. They don't disclose it to another person or any other person. For example, every day you are using Google. Suppose you want to find what is famous in Aurangabad or where to go from one area to another area. What are the things which are required? Whatever you want, whatever doubts you have, you just Google it, right? and you get n number of documents from Google. For some example, if you want to see places in Aurangabad, you get n number of articles saying that these are the famous things from Aurangabad. These are this is then. There are different sites. These are different things. So many information comes in front of you, but how that information comes up fruit, how the algorithm works is not known. So Google have kept that their search engine, that is the search algorithm, is kept as a trade secret. Nobody is aware of how the Google search engine works. But yes, you will get the n number of documents while conducting a search. So this is nothing but the trade secret. For example, then McDonald's sauce, mustard sauce is also kept as trade secret. Then Kingfisher, then that is KFC's fried chicken recipe is being kept trade secret. Then WD-40, that is also anti-rusting oil, which is kept as trade secret. Then the formula of making Coca-Cola is also kept as trade secret. Mind you, we have a very good example of Coca-Cola. The taste of Coca-Cola for last 100 years is the same. And mind you, nobody knows how the Coca-Cola is made. Just a tablet is given to the company outlet and they produce they just bottle it in the Coca-Cola bottle and just send it. Nobody is aware of what the formula is. In fact, there are many stories running on internet which says that the two partners or the two persons of this Coca-Cola company even don't go in same flight or they don't travel together. They travel in a different locations at different cars or different vehicles. So these are the things which are kept as a trade secret because they want this protection to be kept it as a for n number of years. Had they taken the patent or had they taken any other intellectual the patent on this, they would have to the public Coca-Cola would have been in domain after the period of 20 years. And earlier the fact was that Coca-Cola was earlier got a patented in 18th century and then they got the patent and then the patent lapsed and then Coca-Cola came in public domain. Then Coca-Cola was not able to get any protection. Now they changed the formula and they prepared such a thing now till date the Coca-Cola is being kept as a trade secret. So this is nothing but the trade secret. Then we come across protection of plant varieties and these things. The protection of plant varieties and farmers' rights. So nowadays you see you come across different shapes of capsicum, different shapes of flowers, colors of flower, different sizes of fruits. All these things are nothing but the development made by the farmers. You see, even in brinjal, even if you see brinjal, there are different shapes of brinjal, colors of different brinjals are there, different plant varieties are being developed. So these are nothing but the protection given by government to these plant varieties. Mind you, this is also one sort of intellectual property, right? So the crops are covered. Now, when I say patents, we will just understand how these intellectual properties function. So when I say patents, the patent is governed under the Patents Act. Its registration is compulsory, that is for a period of 20 years. So once you get a patent, it is valid for a period of 20 years and its registration is compulsory. Whereas when we talk of trademark, it is governed by the Trademark Act. Its registration is optional. That means you have a passing of action also. There are older people, even in many old period or even in old cities, you see there were some mithaiwalas who are still famous and they have not taken any trademark on that, but they are famous in that age. For example, Tara Pan Center from Aurangabad, it's famous. I don't know why they have taken trademark or not, but yes, that is famous. So that registration is optional and its period for if they have registered it, it's for a period of 10 years and it's renewable forever. Then when I say designs are governed by the Designs Act 2000. Its registration is mandatory and it's for a period of 10 years and you can renew it by another 5 years. Then when I talk of geographical indications, it's governed by the Geographical Indications of Good Registration Protection Act 1909 and its registration is compulsory and it's for a period of 10 years and it's again renewable forever. When I say Copyright Act under 1950C as and when amended, there are different copyright periods under which you get a protection, but for when the creator or the author, that is optional lifetime of the author plus 60 years. Then when I talk of plant variety, plant protections, the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act 2021 is the act under which this protection is given. Its registration is compulsorily, and it's for plants it's 15 years and for trees it's 18 years. Then integrated circuits, they are governed under the Semiconductor Integrated Circuits Layouts Designs Act 2000. Compulsory its period registration is compulsory, and it's for a period of 10 years. In smart, when I talk of idea, if I have the idea and if I express it, that may be in the form of literary work, artistic work, musical work, dramatic work, sound recording, or cinematographic work, eventually copyright will come. But when I have idea or invention or innovation, then that will eventually lead to patent. Suppose if I have the idea, quality, identity, that will definitely lead to trademarks. Then if you have the idea or appearance, that will lead to designs. So this is what from my side I wanted to explain relating to intellectual property rights. Now, if you have any questions or if you have any doubts that you want to know, then we can go ahead with that. Hello?
Yes, sir. Here are some questions from audience.
Yes, because we want some questions from the audience. That is what we require here.
Yes, sir. The first question was, what are different challenges that we have to face for application of patent?
What are the different challenges?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, one should understand that you should necessarily file a have the idea, or one should clearly have the concept of having what is patent. And I told you there are certain things which are to be kept in mind. So just a minute. Okay. So there are certain things which are to be kept in mind while getting a patent. That means the challenges are nothing but you should conduct a thorough search before filing an application. Prior art search is mandatory. The search requirement is there, so that you should not enter or you should not create something which is already in existence, and uh, you should not be able to repeat the work, or there should not be the case. See, I told you the basic criteria for getting a patent is that you should be able to have the novelty, inventive step, and industrial applicability. So mind you, before conducting or before doing any idea, it's better, it's always advisable that you see that your work is being not already known in public domain, or it is already in it's not in public domain, and you are the only person who has created that thing. So this is what one thing has to be very aware of, or when one thing has to be very alert while doing all these things. Okay, so these are the challenges, but challenges in the sense there are many things which can be taking place. That means if you can file a provisional application, you can file a complete application when the basic idea is there, and then you can wait for some financiers also, or when you can conduct some research experiments by filing a provisional application and then going in for complete application. So certain things are there which are to be kept in mind, that first of all you should not disclose the idea, or one should not explain, one should not clearly disclose the idea to somebody unless and until you make an application to patent. uh, then you should conduct a proper thorough search. Okay. And then while drafting the specification, you should be very well aware of what is the thing that has to be taken into consideration. Okay. Then you should draft your specification according to the requirements under Section 10 of the Indian Patent Act. So there are certain things which are technical things that can be discussed very in detail in some other lecture. But right now, since we were on the work of intellectual property rights, so we just wanted to confirm that we have restricted our presentation to only intellectual property rights and not any other topics. But these are certainly things you should conduct a prior art search. That is what we require. Okay.
Second question, what is
Yes.
exactly service markets?
What is?
Exactly service markets.
Service marking means there are certain service providing companies which are provided services. So they are nothing but the service providers. For example, you see Blue Dart, it is exclusively providing services. Then you see insurance sector, banking sector, all these things are providing services. They don't sell anything. They sell only services. They provide services. So these are nothing but the exclusively services providing companies, right?
Okay, sir. One more question is there.
Uh,
In the case emergency situation, is
uh.
it necessary to do patent as it requires lots of time for patenting process?
Mind you, madam, there are many changes that has occurred in this patent act, right? So you can get the considerable time for getting a patent has been reduced from almost 3-4 years earlier, but you can get an application granted within 9 months from patent office also. So there's no such any kind of thing. And there are various reforms that have already taken place in our act. There is the earlier problems which public were facing are already resolved. Now people can get a patent within 9 months from the date of filing. Provided they satisfy the criteria of just like expedited application, or they can make some applications in a fast track mode. That means expedited application. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Sir, one more question is drop in the chat box. It is asked by Mr. Rushikesh Dasre.
Yes.
Sir, can we file same patent in different countries?
Yes, you can file a same application in different countries. We have signed 2 treaties under which you can file applications internationally also. One is under Paris Convention, that is you called it as a conventional application, wherein certain convention countries have signed this treaty and under which you can file an application in other country from the date of filing within 12 months from the date of filing your application in India. Also, you can prefer the PCT route, that is Patent Cooperation Treaty. India has signed a Patent Cooperation Treaty under which almost 158 countries are signatories of that. A single application can be filed in that PCT route through the PCT route, and you can get a patent in almost 158 countries by signing there or by entering in their national case. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions, sir?
Good afternoon, Thakur sir.
Yes, sir. Very good afternoon.
Very nice session that you have provided.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I would just like to know if we can conduct a sort of workshop workshop in the month of August.
Yes, sure, sir. Sure. What we will do is now since the topic given to me was related to intellectual property rights, so I had to cover all these intellectual property rights.
Yes, sir.
But if there is a specific requirement relating to patents, what we can do is we can formulate a workshop on patents, and then we will exclusively see what is patent, how these different patents are filed, what are the different types of patents. Actually, how patents are filed, we will show you the complete specification, how the specification is drafted. What are the things that we will exclusively deal with only Patent Act, not with all this intellectual property. Surely we can conduct, sir, as and when you say.
That would be very helpful to us, sir.
Yes, surely, sir, we will conduct.
Now, the students are scheduled to face their semester examination in the month of July.
Okay.
So now it would not be possible. So that's why I'm requesting you to arrange or conduct a particular workshop in the month of August.
Surely, sir, we will do it.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes,
thank you so much.
give me the tentative dates afterwards, whenever you want. then
Yes, sir.
we will fix the schedule, and we will also fix the topic or topics to be covered under that session. So we will exclusive deal with the Patents Act under that thing, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. That would be very helpful, sir.
Yes, sir. Surely we will do it, sir. No issues.
Yes.
So any other questions? So I suppose you don't have any questions, and even if you have some questions, you can always talk with Dr. Angade, sir, and even you can Angadi, sir, or you can also reach us by extending email. You can send mails to sir also. Sir will definitely try to. We will communicate with sir, and we will definitely try to solve your. We will try to resolve your all issues relating to these things, patents or any other thing.
Sure, sir. Sure.
So thank you so much for patient listening, and hope it was useful, or it will be useful. In further also, we will conduct some courses or some certain lectures as per your requirement. So thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for clearing our doubts very nicely and for giving the valuable information about how to protect our invention and importance of IPR. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks of this session of intellectual property rights. First of all, I would like to thank our speaker, Dr. Ajay Thakur, sir, for sparing his valuable time for us to grace this occasion. Also, enlightening us with their commendable talk on the subject of intellectual property guidance. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful guidance. Your lightly stressed talk about copyright, trademark, geographical indication, industrial design, patent, etc., which we felt was very knowledgeable. Thank you, sir, this wonderful session. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Yash, sir, for his valuable conducting the seminar. I would also like to thank Innovation Council of Yash Institute of Pharmacy for organizing this session. And I would also like to thank teaching and non-teaching staff for being present here and guiding us. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the participants present here and also who are present from online mode. Your presence made this session a great one. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Sir, now I would request you to please accept the appreciation certificate as a token of love on the behalf of Yash Institute of Pharmacy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I suppose the session is closed now, so we will take your leave. Thank you so much for your patient listening. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So all participants are requested to fill the questionnaire. The link of questionnaire is provided in the chat box, and also provide your feedback by using the following link. This is also provided in the chat box.